Hi, I'm Dr. Roadhouse, and I want to introduce you to my patient, Tom. Tom, why don't you tell everybody about your headaches?
Okay, I will do that. 2003, in the middle of the night in November, someone walked into my bedroom and stuck an ice pick in my head. That's what it felt like. Absolutely no clue what it was. I spent the next 3 months trying to figure out and find a physician who knew what it was and could treat it and stop what turned out to be cluster headaches. The treatment was an overdose of lithium that ultimately cost me a job. Lithium interferes with cognition when you take it in high doses, and that's exactly what happened to me. The whole time I had no idea what was going on. Thought I was going crazy. Well, 3 or 4 rounds of lithium and a brain that didn't function ended up costing me a job. Happily, I was 65 by that time and could retire. That went on for several months until Dr. Roadhouse and I gathered early one morning and said, we got to stop this. And his observation was, you have 2 vertebrae in your neck that aren't in the right place, and they're probably causing it. And he was dead right. Once those were put back where they belonged, the cluster headaches stopped after fighting them for over 2 years. Someone my age doesn't get cluster headaches, the medical textbooks say, but I did. What astounded me was the number of times I asked conventional medicine, why is this going on, and why can't I lie down? Because as soon as I'd lie down, I would get another round of cluster headaches, and no one had an answer. That just kind of blew me away. Once I unraveled the whole thing and stayed off lithium long enough, my cognition returned, maybe too well. So, cluster headaches were a part of my life. It took a long time to figure out the actual cause, but Dr. Roadhouse did, and I haven't had any, and we're going to keep it that way as long as my Atlas and C1 behave.
Now, what about when you were on the lithium? I know we've had other patients that have taken that, and when it gets to that point, I mean, those are heavy-duty drugs. And obviously before you got there, they had tried other medicines that didn't work. But when you were on the lithium, because I've had a lot of patients tell me that they hallucinated. Did you have any of that? I mean, what were some of the? Because you said it affected your cognition, and all that.
I don't remember hallucinating very much. Perhaps the easiest way to explain it was a person with normal cognition, if you said the word zebra to them, they would immediately visualize a horse with stripes on it, have some curiosity about where it came from, where it lives, what's its lifespan, what does it eat. If cognition has been impaired, that doesn't happen when the word zebra is presented to someone with cognition problems. It's simply a striped horse, and that's the end of the thought process. So the connections between the 2 spheres of the brain obviously get interrupted severely. Lithium by itself is not a horrifying material. Actually, in low doses, it's reportedly good for memory enhancement. In high doses, at 1,000 milligrams a day, it's not. It interferes with your brain functioning.
Is that how much you were taking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that happened 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 rounds of 1,000 milligrams a day.
And the other thing is that, once we finally figured out what it was and we worked on it, it took a while, but you did really well. But then your son started having cluster headaches.
He did.
And, he went to a couple of different doctors, and then you finally said, look, Dr. Roadhouse helped me. And, he was younger, and he hadn't had it that long, and he responded really quickly because we got on it right away.
Yes, indeed.
And he's done well.
Within the family, the remark came out, oh, it's hereditary. Your dad had it, now you have it. And that is inaccurate observation. Dan was in a vehicle accident, and so was I. We both suffered some pretty serious trauma to the neck, and at the time of the accidents, didn't put two and two together. But in retrospect, that's probably where Dan got his, and that's probably how mine got started.
Because that's the only really trauma that you both had. I mean, up in, you know, and the only thing that we could really tie it to.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of times that happens. I mean, you know, the upper cervical spine, and you have a head on there, and if you get forced one way or the other, or go and hit like the window, or you know, or the steering wheel, and your head keeps going, it can definitely get. So anyway, well, that was a successful treatment on that, and I appreciate you sharing with people, because there's a lot of people out there like you that went to all the different doctors and really didn't get any results, and then you came in and we fixed you, and you've done great, and Dan's done great. So I really appreciate you allowing us to be part of your healthcare, and also to send Dan in and save him the suffering that you went through for, you know, several years.
He witnessed my cognition difficulties and was really receptive to coming in here, because he didn't want to go through what he saw me go through, which is a father that behaved pretty much like a mushroom for about a year.
Yeah. And a year's a long time to lose.
It is, yeah.
Okay, Tom, well, thank you very much, and I appreciate you sharing with everybody. Okay, that was really good. We can edit that, right?
Mm-hmm.